Hey guys, welcome back to the Subtl YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about how to look more awake with your makeup with just a super quick 5-minute makeup routine. As you might be able to tell, I am under the weather. It's been a week. I'm sick, my baby's sick, I have not been sleeping well, and it was time to film this video, and I'm thinking about what to film, and I'm like, you know what? I'm keeping it real because I know a lot of you Subtl customers are moms too. You guys are busy, on-the-go women who want a routine that's quick and easy and seamless. And this is real life when you're sick and you're like, okay, I gotta go to a meeting, or I need to go to the grocery store, or maybe you just want to feel a little bit put together. Today, I'm going to share with you guys what I do just to feel a little bit more like myself, wake my skin up a little bit. Pauline with Zilch Beauty actually did a video on this a while ago with Stack 1.0, so I will link that here. So I actually did watch her video and we'll be incorporating some of those tips, and then I have a few of my own as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, one of the most important things is really prepping your skin and still doing skincare, like especially when you're sick or you're not feeling well or you haven't gotten good sleep. So do your skincare no matter what. It's a non-negotiable, and at a very minimum, just cleanse and put some lotion on in the morning because that alone will make you feel more awake. If your eyes are bloodshot, Lumify eye drops are really great. I don't use them all the time, but when I really need them, I will. Today, I'm just gonna be using the Subtl starter stack, so just the 5 main go-to products that come in the starter stack that I love. But first, I do like to start with a foundation, especially when my skin is just like not feeling its best. So I like the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I mix the colors Deauville and Fiji right now because I'm a little tanner than I am in the winter. And I use a damp beauty blender to spread that around. So again, we're not going for anything crazy, but just a basic everyday makeup look to make me look a little bit more alive. Because like I said, it has been one of those weeks. And with the beauty blender, I've learned that the lighter you tap, the better, especially if you're doing a lighter application, and to always kind of bring it down underneath the chin just a little bit, just with like the excess. Don't like apply product under there, but just drag the product under there with whatever's left on the sponge. Okay, now that we have the foundation base on, we're gonna go in with concealer. If you're between concealer shades and you're trying to brighten up your face, definitely go for a lighter concealer shade. If it's too dark, it's just gonna make your dark circles look darker and it's gonna be cakey. So just less is more when it comes to brightening up the face, but use a concealer that's a little lighter. For me, this is the shade 3N. And I like to use the finger to apply it just so that it really like looks like the skin and blends in. So I'm gonna start here in the corner and just tap lightly, bring it down and out. Oh my gosh, that already looks so much better. Like, look at the difference between those two eyes. So again, we're just kind of gonna bring it down and up, and I am gonna go ahead and put it on my lid as well, just because I have like some veins on my lid. I already look so much more alive. And then I'm gonna go here, and then I'm just applying over on this side, on the other lid. And I do have a little pimple right here that I've gotta cover up, just a little redness, and cover any other spots. Sometimes I get some redness on the nose here, so I'm just gonna cover that up. Okay, that already looks so much better, but now I look a little bit pale, so we need to just bring some life and liveliness into the face. So I'm going to use the bronzer, and I'm going to use this little brush that comes in the bottom of the stack. I'm obsessed with this thing. It can be used for so many things. And actually, speaking of the week that I had, we were on the way to the doctor's for my baby, and they were like, yeah, we can fit you in right now, but I had zero makeup on, so I had to get in the car. My husband was driving, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab my stack and just literally do my makeup in the back of the car. And I was able to with this brush and it was amazing. Oops, I think there was already some product on there, so that was a little much. Luckily, it's blending in pretty well. But yeah, that was pretty funny. I think I'm gonna post that on TikTok, so if I have by now, I'll link it in the comments. That's why the stack is so amazing, because it's just made to fit into your everyday life, because we don't always have time to sit for 20 minutes in our bathroom or in front of the vanity and do all of our makeup. I love me a good car subtle stack moment, you know? And then I am gonna use the bronzer as a little bit of eyeshadow. Not a lot of eyeshadow, because like I said, we're just doing a basic makeup look just to brighten up the face, but this just adds some depth and dimension back into the eye. And since we're trying to brighten, I'm not gonna go down in the corner. I'm not gonna use super dark colors. I'm just kind of gonna do it in the crease and then kind of wing it out over here. And this is the 4-piece brush set. With the 2.0 launch, there's actually new brushes and they are in the mail. They're gonna arrive tomorrow, so I'm really excited to try those. I'll definitely be using those in the next video, but they're very similar to this, just a little bit new and improved. Okay, and then when I'm really tired, like I'm not gonna do a bunch of eyeliner or anything crazy underneath the eye, but you can do just like a little bit of bronzer underneath just to frame the eyelid, but nothing crazy. And I love this eyeshadow brush. It's so handy. But actually, when I was in the car the other day, I actually used this for eyeshadow and it worked, you know, when you're on the go. And then we're just gonna add a little bronzer to the nose. Cool, I think we're good. Next, I'm gonna go in with the lip and cheek, and I'm gonna use Mauve in the Maldives just because it's a nice bright color to kind of lighten things. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit and focus on the C starting right here. When you bring blush down here and drag it down on your face, I find that it tends to just drag the face down. So keep everything kind of at the high cheekbone point like this, and it's gonna help you look more awake. You can even bring it underneath your eye a little bit. There was a trend for a while where people were actually mixing their blush and concealer together and putting it under their eyes. So I'm not quite saying to do that, but you can overlap with your under eye just to make you look a little bit more awake. And really, we just wanna do everything upward. Like even when you're putting your bronzer on, you don't want to blend down, you want to blend up. And you know what, I'm not a makeup professional, but these are just things that I have picked up along the way watching lots of tutorials from actual professionals. And I like to add a little bit on the nose. It makes me look like I've been in the sun, seen some daylight, even though I most definitely have not. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit on the lips. Not too much because I'm just staying home. I'm not going out anywhere, but it is nice to just have a little bit of color and life back into the lips too. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with some highlighter. I'm gonna use this same brush and use the dry brush cleaner and get the bronzer off. Sometimes I'll also just swipe it on the face to make sure it's all gone. And then this is the highlighter in Champagne. It's super pretty, super shimmery, so you don't need a ton. I always tap to get the excess off. And then we're just gonna apply it like on top of where the blush was in that same kind of like C shape. Just again, to bring some more light and brightness into the face and to focus the eye to the center instead of down. And then I'm gonna use the same eyeshadow brush in the dry brush cleaner, get any of the bronzer off, and use the highlighter middle of the eye. This really helps with looking more awake too. I'm gonna apply some to the corner of the eye. And honestly, if you just have like 2 minutes, you could just do concealer, bronzer, highlighter, and like you will look so much more awake. Okay, and then I am a little bit shiny because it's still super warm where I'm at. So I'm gonna go in with the Shine Control powder. I like using a puff and just applying it a few places, like right here in the corner and down in the middle of the forehead so I'm not so shiny there, and sometimes on the chin. Okay, and that really just helps to lock in the look. And lastly, to make the eyes look more awake, I will at least brush out the brows and then usually add a little bit of color to them. If you have thicker brows than me, you probably don't need it, but my brows do because there's not a lot there. And again, just like everything else with the brows, I like to just swipe up. If you're just like coloring them in like it's a coloring book and you're filling in the lines, it's not a good look. It may have been the thing in 2016, but if you're still doing that, you might want to just experiment with a new technique, something lighter and just a little bit more feathery. And I try to even them out the best I can, but I don't stress about making them look identical. Oh, and if you're wondering, this is the Benefit brow pencil. I like how it has the two ends to it. It's really nice. Okay, and then like I said, I have a few Stack 2.0 products in the mail. One is the lip balm, so it's not here yet. I am just gonna use the lip balm from 1.0 as the finishing touch. And there you have it. That is the final look to help me just look more awake, feel more lively. I already feel so much better. I love the stack for days like this where you're just feeling kind of under the weather. You don't want to like get your whole makeup bag out, but you're like, you know what? I've been in my PJs and haven't washed my face for like 2 days. It's time to just put some life back into my face. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and these tips. I will link everything that I used down below. If you have any questions, leave them down below and let me know what is the craziest place that you've taken your stack, because I thought in the back of the car next to my sick baby on the way to the doctor's might be taking the cake, but I don't know. I'm sure one of you could top it. So comment down below and let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss our videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.